My first one would be that defense is 50% of the game and that it is undervalued so far in the MVP race.
No, defense is not 50% of the game. And I think it's very easy to understand why. I think it's very easy to prove it too, and I will do it in this video. I'm not hating on Wemby. I love Wemby. He's just making a point to try to win an MVP, which is fair in my opinion. But also saying that defense is 50% of the game is just wrong, and I will prove it in a way that you cannot argue with it in this video. Okay, to prove this, I will use two players who have some kind of weird characteristics, okay? One of them is Tony Allen and one of them is Luka Doncic. I chose these two players because they are as good as it can possibly get on one end on the floor and as bad as it can possibly get on the other end. Luka for offense and Tony Allen for defense. Now, to explain this is very simple. Tony Allen was an amazing basketball player, but guess what? In his peak years, he was taking up 8% of the cap space, which means he wasn't getting paid that much because he wasn't worth as much as a max player, because he wasn't bringing that big of an impact, even if he was the best perimeter defender in the world. And that's a fact. Okay, now let's talk about Luka. Luka is basically as bad as you can get defensively and as good as you can possibly get offensively. He is the complete package offensively and nothing can stop him. Let's make that clear. And he takes up 30% of his team's cap space. Meanwhile, Tony Allen only makes 8. Now, let's ask why. Why does Luka Doncic make way more money than Tony Allen if defense is 50% of the game and so offense is the other 50%? Because that's just not true. Because if it was, Tony Allen would make 30% of his team's cap space, but he doesn't because it's not that impactful, even if he's as good as you can possibly be defensively. Being an elite defender will never have the same impact as somebody that's an elite offensive player. And I think that's a fact. I think that's pretty obvious. I don't know why so many people struggle to get that. So yeah, I feel like this being the amount of difference when it comes to money that they make, I feel like is something that proves it very clearly who is more impactful and who is the more important player, the offensive or the defensive. I think that defense is extremely important. You cannot win a championship without a great defense, but it is nowhere close to being as important as offense. Okay, this is my first video ever. I know it sounds goofy and looks goofy probably because, well, I can't make videos. I'm just bored. I am Italian. I will probably make some videos talking about basketball, music, and just random interests that I have, and just stuff going on. I was saying I'm Italian, so like sorry for the accent. I know it is kind of weird. I hope you can all understand. Bye.